SeroRoki, Piercing and Staring Problems by the_inky_star. Rated teen and up audience. Tags: staring, mutual pinning, Sora Hanta is a wimp, Todoroki is a wimp, love confession, and more. Summary: Shoto Todoroki was not a pathetic man. So not pathetic that he was definitely reading a book, not watching Sorrow Train. Okay, maybe he was a bit pathetic, but so what? He couldn't help it. Hanta Sero was the most attractive man he've ever seen. Or Todoroki watches Sorrow Train and gets caught staring. When he's confronted about it, he discovers that he really likes Hanta's piercing, but not in a smut way, in a cute kissing fluff kind of way. Shoto Todoroki was not a pathetic man. So not pathetic that he was definitely reading a book, not watching Sorrow Train. Okay, maybe he was a bit pathetic, but so what? He couldn't help it. Hanta Sero was the most attractive man he've ever seen. He loved everything about him. His silky black hair, the way his lips held his hair tie while his gorgeous hands swept his hair up. He loved his slight Latino accent, his snakebite piercing. He especially loved Hanta's piercing. He spent a lot of time looking at those lips, wondering what it would be like to kiss him, with and without his piercing. He also loved, oh God, he took his shirt off. Well, he loved when he did that too. Shoto loved that he was funny and kind. He was undeniably perfect. Oh no, he smirked at him. He noticed. Well, maybe Shoto Todoroki was definitely a pathetic man, but he was done for. Hanta Sero noticed him staring. Anyone would have thought that he developed a speed quirk with how quickly he moved. He didn't run. Okay, well, maybe he kind of ran. He sped away to his dorm room. He was definitely a very, very pathetic man. At first, he didn't even realize he had a crush. He went to Ochako because he thought he was allergic to Hanta. Turns out, a rapid heartbeat and whatever stomach butterflies weren't allergic reactions. In his dorm, he panicked even more. Every service was covered in borrowed manga, borrowed from Hanta. He couldn't escape him. What was the least Hanta thing? Dying? Studying? Studying! He decided to study for their algebra test next week. This was good. If Shoto knew how to do anything on autopilot, it was working his ass off. A knock on the door pulled him from his diligent studies. He had forgotten all about his little issue. He checked the clock on his bedside table. It was already 3:27 p.m. He must have been studying for about 3 hours at least. Rubbing his eyes, he made his way to the door. It was none other than Hanta Sero in his pajama. He wore a pair of gray pajamas, pants, and baggy t-shirt. His hair was still damp, leaving watermarks on the t-shirt. He had to pull himself together. Hey, Roki, he smiled, revealing his dimples. Shoto's heart fluttered. Do you mind if I come in? Hello, Hanta. He cleared his throat. He had to compose himself. Yes, of course. He stepped aside, allowing the other to enter. Sero walked in, wasting no time before lying on his bed. Shoto hesitantly sat on the furthest end of the bed, away from Hanta, and his feeling for him. He felt his eyes drawn to him, like a bee is drawn to a flower. He was too beautiful to not look at. Sero opened the camera on his phone, fiddling with his snake bite. Was he trying to kill him? "Damn, Roki," he announced when he finally finished fiddling with his piercing. "I didn't know I lent you so much mangas." Shoto chuckled awkwardly, rubbing the back of his neck. "Yeah, I've been meaning to give some of them back." "No, you're fine. Keep them for as long as you want. Gives me an excuse to see you." Shoto's stomach's butterfly started doing a bunch of crazy aerial tricks. "Let's watch a Ghibli film. I need some relaxation time," he grins, pulling Shoto's laptop out of his drawer. Hunter knew where he kept it. He knew where he kept everything. He even knew the password. He pat the empty space beside him, signaling for him to come over. He slowly slid his way up the bed, tucking them both under the covers. "Which one do you want to watch, Sho?" he asks, opening up Netflix and going to the account that he gave him. "Howl's Moving Castle," he offered. Hanta gives him an enthusiastic nod and starts the movie, laptop resting on their legs. Sometimes while watching the movie, Shoto feels an arm wrapped around his waist. He really was trying to kill him. He blushed profusely, burying his face in Hanta's shoulder to hide it. He ended up staying there, resting his head on his shoulder. He had fallen hard for Hanta Sero. When the movie finished, Hanta closed the laptop, placing it on the bedside table. "How was your book?" he asked, cracking his neck. Shoto questioned, brushing the hair from his face. "The book you were reading earlier? While I was training?" he answered. Shit, Shoto hadn't read a single word in that book. "Oh, it was good," he replied, hoping the other would drop the subject. "Oh, Shoto, you sweet summer child. You really thought I wouldn't notice?" he asked, dark brown eyes piercing his soul. "And notice what?" He really hoped that he was talking about something else now. "You thought I wouldn't notice you staring? How could I ignore those beautiful eyes?" Shoto almost combusted. Shut up!" He looked down, suddenly very interested in the bedsheet. "Stop messing with me." A hand lifted his chin, forcing him to meet his gaze. The butterfly took their show to the next level. "I'm not messing with you," he said, his voice low and soft. "Trust me, I won't take my shirt off for just anybody." Shoto couldn't take it anymore. "Listen, Hanta," he sighs, managing to avert his gaze. "I really like you. Don't mess with my feelings. Just tell me I'm delusional and walk away." "But what if you're not delusional? What if I really like you too?" he asked, running a thumb up and down his cheek. "What if I got no idea what I'm doing?" he asked in a small voice. "Then I'll teach you. I'll do anything if it means that I could have you," he whispered. He laughed a bit before saying, "I mean, you pretended to read an upside-down book for an hour today. That's commitment." "Oh my God, kill me right now," he exclaimed, looking anywhere but Hanta. "What if I kiss you instead?" he asked in a low voice. "I suppose that would suffice," he huffed. Hanta's warm breath tickled his face, sending waves of nervousness through him. He never kissed anyone before, barely even hugged anyone before. He was going to kiss the world's most beautiful man like the amateur he was. Why couldn't the world be on his side for once? "Stop overthinking it," Hanta whispered, brushing his raven hair out of his face. His lip hovered just over his own. They were dangerously plump. "What do you want, Shoto?" "I want..." He thinks for a second. He knows what he wants. I want to kiss you with your piercing, then I want to kiss you without your piercing. You like my piercing? Hanta asks, quirking an eyebrow. Shoto nods. They're hot. Now kiss me. Hanta swallows the space between them. His lips are as soft as they look. The piercing digs into his lips a little bit, but he likes the feeling of it. Hanta pulls away, breathing in deeply. He smells like oak and vanilla. Shoto wants a candle of it. He dreamt about this multiple times. Never once did he think that it would actually happen. Never once did he think that Hanta Sero would kiss him back. He can't take his eyes off of him as they catch their breath, even flustered and messy. Hanta looked God-sent. Was that okay? Hanta asked after collecting himself. Nimble fingers find and entwine with his, reminding him that this is in fact real. More than okay, he smiles, running his free hand through Hanta's silky hair. He releases a content sigh, either at the end in his hair or the confirmation he doesn't know. Kiss me again, Hanta, he breathes, feeling the butterfly in his stomach reach high. With or without piercing? He questions, hands ready to take them out at the second notice. It's quite cute, actually. Shoto takes off his hands, moving them away before whispering into Hanta's mouth. With. Hanta closes the rest of the distance, crashing into the other, kissing him greedily. Shoto couldn't help it. Curiosity gets the better of him. He licks along the bottom lip, running his tongue over the jewelry protruding from it. Hanta makes an angelic sounds and shudders, latching his finger into his dual-toned hair, tugging him closer. His stomach butterfly reaches a new universe of activity. It feels as if both his heart and his stomach are about to explode. He has to breathe soon. He knows that, but if he could live off Hanta forever, he most definitely would. He can't ignore the instinct to breathe any longer. He pulls away, both of them panting like dogs in the summer, desperate to latch back onto each other. Holy shit, Hanta pants. Where did you learn that? I didn't. I just really like your piercing, he says, struggling to catch his breath. Yeah? No shit, Roki. I'm gonna have to get piercing somewhere else, he winks suggestively. He ignores him. What other piercing do you have? You know about them all, except for one. Shoto quirks an eyebrow, intrigued. My belly button pierced? The jewelry is almost never in, though. Is the jewelry in now? He asked. Yes, it is. Do you want to see it? Shoto nods enthusiastically as Hanta slips out of his shirt and lays down again. Hanta Sero is the most blessed man to ever walk the planet. He has abs for days. Sure, everyone in UA has abs, but not as beautiful and perfect as his. Gorgeously tan, scrape that. Hanta Sero just is the definition of gorgeous. The best part is, he can stare at him forever. He clears his throat. Show my belly button's down there, love. Right, yes, he had his shirt off to show him his piercing. Dangling in the small cavity was a small star pendant. He didn't think that he would get any more attractive, but he was proven wrong. Time and time again, there was no way that he wasn't the most beautiful being on the planet, or any planet. You gonna say something? He asked, eyes darting around, almost self-consciously. No way in any world was the ridiculously perfect man sitting here feeling self-conscious. He leans down, pressing soft against his lip. Hanta, you're so beautiful. Every time I think that you're already perfect, I notice something even more perfect about you. Is it too soon to say that I fucking love you, Shoto Todoroki? he asked, his trademark dimple grin glowing on his face. Yeah, probably, the other grins slightly. But luckily for you, I don't care. I love you so much that I can't think straight. I really want to kiss you again, Hanta whispers. You can kiss me whenever you want, he smiles before locking their lips together. They're so caught up in each other, Shoto caging in Hanta with his body, Hanta hands roaming up Shoto's shirt, the hungry pull of each other's greedy desire, wrestling with the wish to show each other their love. They're so caught up that they didn't hear the door handle rattle and open. Icy Hat, learn to lock the damn door! Katsuki Bakugo's explosive voice booms through the door. He shrugs off after slamming the door aggressively, of course. The two boys break apart, lips red and swollen, giggling together. Shoto lays down, head on Hanta's chest, drawing shape on his rib. Hanta runs his hand through Shoto's soft hair, fixing what he had messed up just a minute prior. They lay in silence, comfortable silence, just breathing together. Shoto decides to break the silence. Do you want to be my boyfriend? He asks, drawing and holding a breath. Yes, Roki, I would love to. After that stunt you pulled with my piercing, I don't think I could ever love anyone as much as you. Shoto laughs, releasing his held breath. Downstairs they hear yelling, specifically Katsuki Bakugo yelling, Since when could that dense motherfucker pull bitches? Followed by a gasp, Kachan, that's mean. Izoko, I don't care. Laughing at their classmates. Shoto tugs Hanta's shirt back over his head. He also takes the liberty to fix the other's raven's hair. Hand in hand, they prepare themselves to face the wrath. Katsuki and Izuku in the middle of a lover's spat. Okay, thank you again for listening to my SeroRoki piercing and staring problems fanfic, podfic. Again, please support the original author by going to AOU and reading that fanfiction. But I love this cute thing. If you enjoyed this podfic, please like, comment, and share, as well as subscribe. If you would like me to read more SeroRoki podfics, please let me know. Again, I'm recently new to podficking, so I'm kind of enjoying myself doing this and kind of finding my rhythm and tone. So again, leave a comment if you have an idea of what I can podfic next, or if you've been in the game for a while, let me know if you have tips and tricks. Thank you.